So today I want to speak about NLP, which stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming. And I see that this is something really important to speak about, or not speak about, but something important to know that it is something that we all have opportunity to use. And it's not something for some people, it's it's for everyone. And yeah, so I started using NLP without knowing it because I did not know that it was called NLP like 6-7 years ago almost. And I started using it because I had a really negative mind and it was something that I was not happy with and I wanted to change it. So instead of having all these negative beliefs about everything in life and how unfair everything was, I wanted to have a positive mind because I could not handle the negative mind. It was the reason for me having addictions, or one of the reasons for me having alcohol addictions and weed addictions and cigarette addictions. I don't know, maybe part of it at least. But so for me, I changed from a really negative state of everything was like bad, really dark, and I wanted, of course, to change it to something positive. So I decided that I want to change it because I had heard then or researched that, or not researched, but I found out that you can change your mindset about things. You're not born with one set of mind and then it's all of a sudden the whole rest of your life. So I just decided that I'm going to change my mindset to a positive, and that was something I did, and it almost happened immediately. It was not something that took many months. It was like immediate. It was I would say that it was in the same day it happened, because I could not get any more negative, and I just didn't want to stay there. So I had a strong why I wanted to do it, and I decided I'm going to do it. I'm going to be positive, and I changed everything in my mind that had to do with the negativity. So I changed it for something positive, or I completely put it out of the system. So I changed everything in my mind to be positive in all the ways that I could possibly do it. And I stood guard at my mind so that no negativity could come in, because you know how easy it is that negative things slip into your mind and you start going into the old patterns, and it's really not something that you want to do if you want to be able to think more positively. And I'm not saying that the first months was kind of easy, because it was just me being positive. And I believe that after a while you will have to learn some other things, or at least I had to learn some other things. Or when I started knowing that you could be positive, it was like, ooh, what more can I create, or what more can I do with my life? So it was then I started researching all kinds of different things of how you could use your words into becoming more aligned with what you would want to accomplish in life. And then I started listening even more to how you could reprogram yourself, because I was obsessed with reprogramming myself then. And because I reprogrammed my mind to be positive instead of negative, so I just started reprogramming everything I had ever everything that I did not want to be programmed into, I started reprogramming. And the basics of that is NLP. Addictions in general is something, if you believe that an addiction is something that you will never get rid of, and nicotine is so addictive, and I mean, you're programmed to believe that all these things are so hard to get rid of. I mean, if you put your television on, you will get these advertisements from these nicotine chewing gum companies that are telling you how hard it is to quit smoking, and nicotine is so addictive that you have to change it to this gum instead of using real nicotine. And yeah, so we are getting programmed all the time by different outside sources that tells us how we should live our life and what we should believe and how we should think things are. And it's really we should not be living in that state. We should be able to understand ourselves, or whatever you make up the belief. If you believe that nicotine is not at all addictive and it is something, if you truly can believe that, then it's not. Have you ever noticed that people that are party smoking, like they never get addicted to nicotine. They can go to a party and smoke a pack of cigarettes, and then they will not be smoking for a year, half a year, months. They will like just, yeah, it was fun, and yeah, now I'm without it. And if you think that, oh, but they are not addictive, what's the fucking difference? Tell me, what's the difference? Why do you think that you are so addictive then? Because we are taught to be addictive. And it's a habit. I'm not saying that, but it's a habit. It's something that we really like doing. Because if we, let's say we smoke cigarettes, it's something that we see ourselves. We have made up this belief that I am a person that smokes cigarettes, and I'm a person that will probably smoke cigarettes for a long time. And you don't even think about quitting because it's something that you are. So then you have made up a belief about yourself. That's also programming. So instead of being programmed in a negative way, you can start programming yourself in a positive way that is like supporting you instead of not supporting you. Because if you are programming yourself to believe that nicotine is super addictive and it is something that you will never get rid of if you ever try it, so maybe that is your belief, and the people that are smoking once a year is, why would I get addicted from that? It's like they don't even understand, or they have not felt like the addiction in that way, or they have not identified with being a smoker. So it's like, yeah, why would I be a smoker? I mean, it's just the set of beliefs they have about it. If they would believe that, I've seen that as well. In like the army is a really good example of people starting smoking that have never smoked before. I don't know why they would start then, because I really saw that as something stupid when a lot of people started smoking in the military when they are 20 years old or 18 to 20 years old. I mean, if you have managed to stay away from cigarettes that long, why the fuck would you start then? And the people that started smoking in the army, probably many of them are still smoking because of their belief that that nicotine is really addictive, and now I've started and now I'm fucked because now I'm addicted to it. So many of those people that started smoking in the army probably are smoking still today, and some of them because they thought that it was really addictive, and some of them because that they now see themselves as this person that smokes, and some of them both. And I mean, it's just what we tell ourselves. If we tell ourselves that we are not addicted and we are not a smoker, I am not a smoker, I am someone that is not interested in smoking, whatever you need to tell yourself to quit smoking or quit alcohol or quit whatever it is, start telling yourself that until you start believing it. Because if you cannot believe it, then yeah, that's like the whole thing with this. If you cannot believe it, then it's not something that you are affected by. So if you cannot believe that nicotine would be addictive, like probably some people do, like me, I'm doing that because I do not see nicotine is addictive in that way. It gives you some sort of feel good, but there is a lot of vegetables containing nicotine, and those are not addictive because I hate fucking vegetables. I would never, not hate them, but most vegetables I think is disgusting. So yeah. And they contain nicotine, so I should be really addicted to them. The only vegetable that I kind of like is tomatoes. So I don't believe that nicotine is that addictive, because if I would believe that nicotine is really addictive, it would be really hard to quit. But I'm going to take a good example of this. I have used nicotine for almost half my life, and I never fell for this trap of, if you change nicotine products for nicotine products. I always, when I tried to change those things, it was like, I want to fucking smoke. I don't want snus, or whatever you call it in English. I don't want any substitute with like nicotine sprays or nicotine chewing gums, because I wanted fucking cigarettes. And if you convince yourself that, oh, I can start snoozing instead, then that's up to you. But it's not really the nicotine, it's what you believe. So if you believe that this is the thing that you want to do instead of this product, because I cannot be without nicotine because it's so addictive and it gives me so much. I mean, if you stopped programming yourself to believing all these things, then it would be much easier to quit. So if you want to quit, then start programming yourself into a mindset of being able to quit, and don't see yourself as a smoker or whatever it is that you're wanting to quit. Because if you see yourself as that person that does this thing, then it's really hard to see yourself as a smoker and quit at the same time. Because what you identify is the thing you will eventually become. So the hardest part for me was I strongly identified as being a smoker because I've smoked since I was like really young. So it was something that I really identified with. But when I stopped identifying with being that and deleted all the like programmings around the cigarettes according to how I felt about them, how I saw them and what I believed about them. And nicotine is not addictive, so yeah. Then I have no problems whatsoever being without them. And yeah, the same with alcohol, the same with all the things that I've quit. It's when I finally figured out the things that is keeping me in the pattern of what I don't want, then it's just something that falls away naturally. And of course with alcohol it's some healings, not some healing, a lot of healing as well from all kinds of different traumas and belief systems, deep core subconscious belief system about whatever differentiates for everyone. But yeah, so you can use NLP for reprogramming yourself into, well, quitting. And you can, if you like, it's so much that you can reprogram yourself to believe with NLP. And it's really something that is super powerful, and it's something that we can really use to become someone that we never thought we could become. So it's all about programming, and every successful person that have made it from scratch, that has made it from like you and I, not having millions and millions on a bank account, have started reprogramming their self, reprogram their mind to becoming successful. And that's one of the things that every one of them are saying, that you have to reprogram yourself into believing that you are capable of doing it, because otherwise you will not. And it works with almost everything in life. So it's really, really interesting, and it's really, really powerful. And if you are not using it, you are getting used by it. So start using it if you want to become whatever you want to become. So yeah, that was everything about NLP. See you in the next one. Bye.